Welcome back, all you Fabricans and Fleshbags, to the super not funny show reviews. Super not funny show reviews, where we obviously review the newest things in pop culture. I am Mo De Poupe, your resident fabricant and comment extraordinaire on all things pop culture, joined by the anime expert, video game designer, and lover of all things superhero, my good friend LADI. We're talking about Peacemaker, coming to you from HBO Max. It's a spin-off of The Suicide Squad, directed by and written by and created by James Gunn. Uh, I guess you could say a newest entry into the DCEU. So, was it good? Was it bad? And should you be watching? Stick around. Lottie and I are going to tell you what it's all about. All right, so Lottie, hey, how you doing, man? and
I'm doing great.
and why don't you tell everyone what Peacemaker is all about?
Oh, three simple words: guns, blood, and titties. That's all you need to know. It is
Ass and
a
titties. Ass and
yes,
titties.
it is a complete summation of those three episodes: guns, blood, and titties.
and
There
I
you go.
and oddly enough, butterflies.
And of
Which
course, butterflies.
and a really rad eagle actually. Uh,
Oh my.
yeah, Peacemaker. It's following on from the events of the Suicide Squad. You find Chris Smith, also known as the Peacemaker, a generally shitty person who kills people in the name of peace. Somehow not dead, despite what happened at the end of Suicide Squad, and once again contracted by you know Amanda Waller through a proxy, I guess this time, named Mern, and he has to go kill these butterflies, and they explain that later on what those are, and generally speaking, try to pick his life back up after having been in prison for 4 years, and that it just goes from there. And what can be said about this that will encapsulate exactly your experience here? It's let me just say this: if you like the Suicide Squad, James Gunn's movie from last year, this movie is exact. Not, this show is exactly for you. Am I on point there?
Yes, you are not wrong. This is exactly what you will want.
It's like that. Um, but you get to focus on like one main character and a smaller cast of characters. Um, and there, I mean, it, I feel like John Cena's Peacemaker gets a chance to breathe a lot more here. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? He's, he was this super confident dick in the Suicide Squad, and in this one, not so much. He's kind of reevaluating his values and priorities in life, um, while also having the pressure of needing to murder people, because of because of being having a bomb in his head, and also trying to get back out there, get it back in the dating scene. There's like all these things happening in addition to the fact that there are these other cast of characters who are sort of running, him as an agent. Oh, and also there's a fanboy Peacemaker stand that's also happens to be a murderous vigilante named Vigilante. So there's
Yeah,
all
but
this
weren't
going
they
on.
like friends or something?
Oh, sort of. He was friends with the guy's brother. So
Oh yeah,
Vigilante sort of stands Chris, aka Peacemaker.
yeah. Because Peacemaker, he has Chris Smith has to deal with not only all of this, he also has to deal with trying to make proud a piece of shit father. You know
Oh
what
my
I mean?
god. What a gigantic and important you know the bit of like not just acting but also just like screenwriting to create a character that will truly make you understand why Peacemaker is such a piece of crap. Because
Yeah,
like peace that's the thing is when you get to this and you start saying, "Oh man, your dad's a racist piece of crap that also apparently was at one time some kind of supervillain. Uh,
Yeah.
it's this shit is crazy, and but you can start to see like, oh, that's why he's a sexist, homophobe, racist, and everything like that.
But
Um,
the thing about it is with I don't think it's sort of like, how they say, like, I don't think he's really all of that. It's more of that he was born into it, where he doesn't understand what he's saying is wrong. What in his mind, what he's saying is right. Like, he just does not, he cannot understand what he's saying is wrong, because I really think that he's not a bad person. He's just a product of his terrible childhood and growing up.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
I mean it's pretty clear that uh, Peacemaker is, he's decided to live up to, to the example that his dad would give, and I love the kind of like, I don't even want to call it wokeness, but like the awareness that the script has here, uh, and that it's calling out a lot of shitty behavior by a lot of shitty people in the world, and
Yep.
Peacemaker sort of represents a bunch of them. But also, you see that you're right, he's not totally aware of his foolishness. He's not, and when it sort of and when he gets called on, he's like, hey, I'm not racist. And the guy's like, well, you do tend to beat up a lot of brown and black people. And he's like, well, I'll start beating up more white people. And it's just like, because you see underneath like a guy that actually wants to do good, but
Yeah, he wants to do good.
yeah, but he's just sort of like not. And then what's even funnier is, I love later on Vigilante's like, you should be friends with the black girl because because
Yeah, because we kinda
you
need to
we
fix up your
think,
image.
yeah, because people think you're racist.
If people think you're racist, you need to fix up your image.
he's like,
I
and
kill mostly white people,
he's
so
speaking of the other cast of characters, my God, like the cast, it's small, but man, everyone's like hitting every single one. Adebayo, um, she seems like a fish out of water. Like, what are you doing on this team full of seasoned agents? But she's like, her weird awkwardness just works. Like
yeah,
you like her immediately, and her. Let me say her marriage and her wife and their dogs are fucking adorable. It's just such a great contrast to like all of the just potty
can I
mouth.
say something, like,
Yeah,
real quick, though?
yeah.
I am shocked. I know this is HBO, and I know we said guns, blood, and titty. The fact that they showed an actual vagina, I couldn't
Yes.
believe it.
And the thing is, it's such a great joke. Just that part. It's such a great joke. It's not even a lot. It's a picture on a tablet, but
Yeah,
it's such a great fucking joke. And like it would have been like, oh, if a guy had shown on a tablet, oh, he's addicted to porn. But this, they explain it. It's such a funny little bit. Um, she's just great. I mean, honestly, great. She does this great little monologue. It's hilarious at the beginning. Um, Jennifer Holland as Harcourt. She's a tough as nails, badass bitch. Like straight up.
yeah.
But she's softening up to Chris. You got Chukwudi Iwuji. I think I'm saying his name right. As Mern, like like apparently did some badass shit back in the day and is sort of trying to, get back right. And we
Yeah.
don't know what the fuck that's all about. And of course, you have John Economos, who's just throwing f bombs left and right, and he's their tech guy. I mean, they're such an awesome crew. You throw Vigilante and his weird social, almost psychopathic. He's almost a psychopath, really. He's like, what if Rorschach was a gangly nerd that, what I'm saying? Like
just
it's yeah, it's crazy. But he's hilarious.
I just
This
like the part where, like, um he couldn't pull the trigger, and he was just like, "Hey, guy, let me do it."
and
And he
and he
started humming.
yes, it's I mean it's such so good. And then The villains, you start seeing the villains like that fight, as you said, with the titties, the fight with the the bar girl that
Yep.
when they're in their underwear. It's so funny. John Cena is just doing. He is acting his ass off. This guy's fighting he's fighting in his tidy whities against some superpowered girl that's in her bra and underwear. You got you got later on, that fight with Judo Master, which is ridiculous and awesome. You know, that John Cena's his ineptitude at being, when he was like jumping around off of the balconies, I was like, how are you not dead?
Yeah.
And and let me say, I James Gunn, he gets a lot of credit. He should. He wrote and directed all of this. This show is hilarious. But start to finish, it is funny, funny, funny. And it's not all like toilet humor or whatever. It's not all that. It's some of very smart humor. It's so funny, but underneath it, you still see real emotions and stuff like that. You still see real people trying to make their way. You know, and in addition to that, can I just say this? This show, I don't know how they managed to make this show um, be realistic, but also goofy as fuck. I mean, and by goofy I mean the DC universe has a lot of goofy ass shit in it. A lot of like really goofy comic book stuff, and this is one of the most comic book things I have ever seen, where they straight up, they name check Batmite, Batmite. You know, they name check, and he's real. Wait a minute. Not only that, they people just like, oh man, is this another superhero? Is this a cape thing? It's because they're so used to shit like that happening, that they're just like, oh, it's just capes again, or
Talking about
or that,
Aquaman fucking fish.
yeah, that's just still likes to, or even the dad, his dad Augie Smith having m- an extra dimensional closet full of like all sorts of stuff. Like and he just walks in like it's nothing. I'm telling you, I'm just like surprised at how they can lean it. They're doing what they should be doing. The way Aquaman, how Aquaman leaned into the goofy ass DC ness of it. They didn't try to be Marvel. They leaned into the fact that DC has some goofy ass shit going on in it, and they just run with it. And that's what this show does. And I fucking love that. I love that about this show.
Yep.
I if y'all don't know, we love this show. I'm speaking
Yeah.
for you, my friend, but we love this show. It
Yeah.
was so good. I watched it twice, and it's equally as good the second time around. You should be watching this show. It is absolutely one of the best things DC has done. Period. Right?
It,
I'm,
it's
I'm straight up.
probably it's probably their best live action show.
I
Honestly,
mean, yeah, definitely out of all the live
it
action shows,
it
absolutely.
is their best one. Well, I won't say probably. It's definitely their
Yeah,
best live action
it
show.
it's on the level, and in fact, I'm gonna say it. This might be blasphemy. I think it's better than Harley Quinn animated show, and I love that show. I think it's better than
I
that.
agree. I
It
agree.
it did.
I'll put this show like on the Marvel quality. Like this is like Marvel Disney Plus quality show. Like it is so good. It's almost like they allowed James Gunn, probably didn't give him like a $100 million budget, but it was close. And
I
he
bet it was less than. I bet they did this for fairly cheap. I
no,
bet you.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. I'm not saying it was like he's doing his ass off in this show. And I just love I gotta give a hand clap to John Cena.
Yeah.
He he he's become such a great actor now.
Yeah. Yeah, he absolutely, this is his show, and he carries it. And like I have nothing bad against to say. I'd have nothing bad to say against him. I have nothing bad to say against this show. It is awesome. Every
Yep.
aspect of this show is a 10 as far as I'm concerned. And dang it, James Gunn is he set my expectations sky high for the rest of this thing. I cannot wait for the next episode coming out next week. So I don't know. You guys, if you haven't watched this, what are you doing? Get
Yep.
that out there. Go watch these first 3 episodes on HBO Max. If you're not subscribed, go get that HBO Max subscription. It is worth it for this show. So, all right, that's our review of Peacemaker, episodes 1 through 3, coming to you from HBO Max. What did you guys think about the show? And what did you guys think about our comments? Why don't you get down to the comment section? Let us know what you're thinking. Of course, you can always hit us up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. And, we'll chop it up, talk about all this. So, all right, that's our review. We'll see you guys next week when we review Peacemaker episode 4. Until next time, we'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.
Peace.